Okay, so I did up to 7 on the board the other day, um, but I just wanted to go over this with you. So number 8, um, Evan was asking me about that yesterday. So if you have your resultant force of B coming down this way, and you look at BY and BX, and remember each component uh, each vector has a resultant component in the x and the y. So bx would be equal to 5 newtons, which is the force, times the sine of 30 degrees. And it's going in the left negative direction. So therefore, it'd be a negative 2.5 newtons. Um, as far as, remember, sine equals opposite over hypotenuse. Okay, so cosine, right? Opposite over adjacent. You have to remember um, these things. So it's important to know where the angle is, if it's adjacent to the y axis or the x direction. Okay, so therefore by, which is opposite of the angle, is going to be a cosine. So we have by is equal to 5 newtons times the cosine of 30 degrees, and it's going down. So that'd be negative 4.3 newtons. Okay, so consequently, we move over to 9, which shows both B and A, which we had from the previous um, question. And so once again, we go through and we do BX and BY, and we come up with those same answers, right? And then AX is equal to 5 newtons times the sine of 30 degrees, and it's going right, so it's positive 2.5. And then AY, which is over here, is equal to 5 newtons times the cosine of 30 degrees, going down. So that's negative. Now we take these and incorporate them into number 10, where we have the sum of the forces, right? This means sum of the forces in the x direction. And we have FAX plus FBX equals a negative 2.5 plus 2.5, right? AX is 2.5, BX is negative 2.5. So the sum of the forces in the x direction is equal to 0. Some of the forces in the y direction, we have a negative 4.3 newtons plus a negative 4.3 newtons gives us a negative 8.6 newtons. I'm missing the negative sign there. I'm sorry. All right, so that's how that goes. Number 11, we're almost done here. So we have GY going in positive up direction, and GX going in a positive right direction. And GX is equal to 100 newtons times the sine of 15 degrees, which is equal to 25.9. I rounded up on a lot of these. So if you don't get the same exact number, you're off 100th or so, it's because I rounded, okay, just for the sake of simplicity. Here we have GY is equal to 100 newtons times the cosine of 15 degrees, which is 96.6, again, rounding up. All right, so we have GX, GY. Now here's H for number 12, and we have HX is equal to 50 newtons times the cosine of 20 degrees equals 47 newtons. And then HY right here is equal to 50 newtons times the sine of 20 degrees equals 17.1. Remember, it's all in relation to the angle, whether it's adjacent or opposite the angle. Okay. And I'll go over this in more detail when we're live or virtually live or somewhere in between. Anyway, here we have 13, where we combine these again and we get the sum of the forces in the x direction, where we get 47 newtons, which we found here, which is hx, plus 25.9 newtons, which we got here, which is gx, and that gives us some of the forces in the x direction is equal to 72.9 newtons. Some of the forces in the y direction is fgy plus fhy, and we have 96.6 newtons, which is gy, and 17.1 newtons, which is hy, and we add those together and we get 113.7 newtons. Now, 14 asks what formula do we use to figure out um, what the angle is when we have the sides, but we don't have the angles. Well, here we have, we're going to use this, the Pythagorean theorem, which is equal to a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And here you see that here's our resultant force, here's our angle. And if we don't know what that is, we have our two forces. Now we know that the sum of the forces in the y direction is 114. Again, I rounded that up. And Rx is 72, uh, or 73. Sorry, I rounded that up right here. Okay. So we have 114 squared plus 73 squared equals r squared. And then we have the square root of those equals the square root of r, which is the resultant force. And r is right here. So that comes up to 1,000 or 18,325 newtons squared. And we're going to take the square root of that, okay? And that becomes 135 newtons. You can't see that there, but that's what it is, 135 newtons. That's it. If you have any questions, um, please let me know. And please try to work on that today. I think um, I think it'll help you to be able to get this done. So that's 135 newtons. Oh boy, let me erase that. All right. So, all right. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.